Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Momma Jo's Kitchen. What do I have for you today? I have to backtrack a little bit because those of you that are following me know that my mother and myself have been sick. So I spent a few days in the hospital watching her. So I wasn't able to put out any videos for those days. Actually, the day that I took my mom to the doctor and they put her in the hospital, I had everything laid out here to make this, which would have been right before Thanksgiving, Impossible Pumpkin Pie. And the reason I decided to do this version is my grandson wanted a pumpkin pie. He's 5 years old. He loves pumpkin pie. And I have made one, and it's on the short section in my in the library in my in Momma Jo's Kitchen. There's two. There's one with my grandson doing the taste test, and there's another one that was put together real short just to show you the ingredients and stuff I used. Now, you can go back and you can do a pie crust, and you can use that recipe. Now that pie crust, not the pie crust, but it was for a very small, not a deep dish, like a small tin foil regular or tin steel pie crust. It's hard to explain, but I found that he's not crazy about pie crust. He loved the pumpkin, but he didn't want the crust part. Well, that's fine. So I thought I would make a another version and just make it one that you don't use the pie crust, but it kind of makes its own crust when you bake it. Some of you may already be familiar with Impossible pies. You can make all sorts, all kinds. Mine is going to be much like the one I made in that short, except I'm adding an extra egg, and I'm going to add same seasonings and everything. I'm going to use half a cup of Bisquick, and that is what's going to make its own crust. And I have a pie plate here that's already been sprayed, and I'm just going to set it here. My oven is already preheated to 350 degrees. In this bowl I have 2 eggs, and I need to beat them up a little bit. And I'd like to thank everybody again for all their well wishes and prayers for my mother. She is definitely much better today than what she was yesterday. I couldn't hardly get her to eat anything yesterday. Today she's wanting to eat a little bit, and she's up moving around, so that's a good sign. So please keep the prayers coming. Okay, so to this I'm going to add, this is 3/4 cup of pumpkin. Now, usually pure pumpkin, not pumpkin pie mix, pure pumpkin. When you open up the can of Libby's or whatever brand you want to use, you'll use half of that can. A whole can is too much unless you want to double your ingredients and you want to make 2. This makes 1 if you use half of the can. So I'm going to get the pumpkin in here. This comes together so fast. And I don't know about you, but I like quick and easy things, but I want them to taste good. So I'm just going to whisk the pumpkin in there. And I'm going to write down the ingredients for you and put it at the end of the end of the video. Okay, I have half a cup of brown sugar. Let me get a this was sitting from the other day because when my mom was sick, and now it's kind of like stuck in here. I might have to get more brown sugar out. I think that's what I'm going to do. Hold on, I'll get another half cup. Okay, I'm back. No, I had rushed out of here that day that I had everything out to do the regular pumpkin pie. And something told me to go next door, which my mom lives right next door, to go check on her. And when I opened up the door and I took one look at her, I knew I had to call the doctor immediately. So all my stuff sat out, and except for I think I put the cold stuff away. I think I put like the eggs and the heavy cream and stuff. I just stuck them in the refrigerator, pumpkin, and everything else. You know, I just took a paper towel and covered over it. Well, that sugar got hard as a rock. So I've got some another half cup of sugar here. This is unbelievably easy. Now, I'll tell you what I think makes this pumpkin different than most is with the addition of pure maple syrup. I've got about 1/4 of a cup. And I'm going to get my little scraper. I'm going to put that in. I'm going to try to scrape it all out because we want it all in there. Okay, let's talk about the spices. Now, I have them all in here, but I'm just going to tell you what they are. And you can put as little or as much, you know, you can put more in there than what I have in here. I think I have 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. I have ginger. I have cloves. And I have about 1/8 of cardamom. And I really believe that cardamom takes this pumpkin pie, it gives it a little something that's different than maybe any other pumpkin pie that you've had. And there's a little bit of salt in here, not much. And like I said, I will leave the measurements at the end of the video for you. Oh, that smells so good. Okay, if you have one of these sifters, we don't want any lumps in our pumpkin with the Bisquick. So I'm going to sift that part in. And this can also be done in a processor or a blender. And let me tell you, I've been holding off on this one for a little bit. I'm hoping as my channel grows. I'm pretty sure I have a recipe from my great Aunt Margaret that passed away. You know, I'll be sharing, you know, quite a few of her things with you all in the near future. I've already shared the way she cooked her macaroni and cheese over the stove. That is, I haven't seen anybody else do. And she's just one of those wonderful farmhouse cooks that, you know, you don't find very many people like that these days that did things the way she did. So I'm just whisking all that in now. But back to my great Aunt Margaret. I have an egg, I guess you would call it an egg custard pie. And I won't tell you what the secret ingredient is. Because, and I'm telling you, you can look on the internet almost guarantee you will not find the way that she made it, and she loved it. It is my daughter-in-law's favorite. I think my other daughter-in-law, Autumn, I think she really likes this. I haven't found anybody that doesn't like it. You know, but you have to like egg custard, I guess. But you would never guess what the secret ingredient is. And I might share that with you all maybe if I don't do it for the holidays. Because I consider it more of a spring, summer thing. But, you know, I guess you could have it at any time. And I do that in the blender. And it is much like this pumpkin impossible pie where it makes its own crust. Now, I know there are lots and lots of recipes out there for impossible pies, but, you know, I can consider this one, you know, kind of my own too, because, you know, I vary, you know, things up to what I think would be good. And so, you know, basically these are my ingredients for the pumpkin. I'm just adding the Bisquick. So, you know, it should turn out just like any of the others do. And I'm going to let you know how it turns out. And in here we have, I think it's a half a cup of heavy cream. And that's going to go in. And I'm going to try to scrape all that goodness, what I call goodness, down into here. So I think the only difference is here that makes this a little bit different than my other one is there, you know, this is the Bisquick. It's going to make its own crust. So I'm not using a pie crust. And I'm trying to think what else. I'm using the same seasonings. Oh, and I added an extra egg because I was making that pie for my grandson, so I didn't want to have so much filling left over that I needed to make 2 pies. So that's why I ended up doing just 1 egg and only using half a can of the pumpkin. Now my oven is good and ready to go, folks. This is all you got to do. I am ready to pour this into my pie plate that's already sprayed. Let me move this so I don't get it all over the place. There's my pie plate. And I'm just going to pour it in. Now, I'm thinking it's going to take anywhere from 45 to 55 minutes, possibly an hour, but I'm going to check it before then. And I'm gonna get that in the oven, and I'll bring you back.
How you doing, YouTube? Here to taste test Momma Jo's Impossible Pie. I think I've told you, and she's probably told you, I'm not a super fan of pumpkin pie, but I'm gonna give it a try. Like the spices. It's not the consistency of a regular pumpkin pie, which I like. It's more like a cross between a cake and almost, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like more cakeish. I like it. 2 thumbs up. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out how Momma Jo made this. Check out all of Momma Jo's videos. Come back and get you some. Thank you. Good night.